Hello everyone. In this lecture, I am going to explain the difference between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. Capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. First of all, students, you need to understand the meaning of expenditure. Expenditure is the expenses or the cost incurred. For what purpose? For generating income as well as for acquiring and erection of fixed assets into the business. That is the meaning of expenditure. For the purpose of generating income, for the purpose of acquisition of fixed assets, and for the purpose of erection of fixed assets. Long term assets, you mean to say. That is the meaning of expenditure. Then what is capital expenditure? See, students, capital expenditure. Firstly, I would like to tell you capital expenditure involve huge funds. Huge funds, large amount of funds are involved in capital expenditure because capital expenditure is the amount spent on acquiring and erection of fixed assets. On acquiring and erection of fixed assets. See, students, fixed assets are the long-term assets like furniture, building, land, machinery, equipments, and vehicles. These are the fixed assets. These are the long-term assets of the business. So capital expenditure involves huge funds and the amount is spent on acquiring and erection of fixed assets. On the other hand, revenue expenditure. It means the expenditure, the cost incurred on generating revenue in the same accounting period. It means these expenses are incurred for generating income in current accounting period. In current year, you can say simple language. It means the period in which these are spent, they generate income in the same period. For example, salary paid to the workers. Firstly, workers, employees, they work for the organization. It means organization is taking the benefit of their services. Then we pay salary and wages to them. In the same way, expenses on repair and maintenance. We get the machinery, other fixed assets repair, building, etc. Then we make the payment, benefit incurred in the same year. We purchase the goods, then we sell it. It means firstly we spent on purchasing, that is also revenue expenditure. Then we get the benefit in the same accounting period. So these are the revenue expenditure. And then one more thing, here huge amount is not involved. Maybe later on the total amount becomes large, but these involves small payments. It means not large like capital expenditures, like expenses on electricity, expenses on internet bill, repair, maintenance, interest charges, discount allowed, wages, salaries. These are what? These are small amounts. Salary may be a large amount, but that is also of the nature of revenue expenditure. And most foremost thing you need to understand, their benefits we derive in the same accounting period. That is the revenue expenditure. Further, what is the purpose of these capital expenditures? The purpose of capital expenditure is to provide benefit over the years for a long period of time. Benefits, long period, more than 1 year. More than 1 year. For example, if you buy a machine, if you buy a vehicle, that is not going to provide benefit for 1 year only. No, you can use that over the years for more than 1 year. It means they provide benefit to the business for a long period of time. But here they provide benefit for immediate benefit or same accounting period. Immediate benefits are derived. So this is the basic difference between revenue expenditure and capital expenditure. And one more thing, how to record these capital expenditures and revenue expenditures in the books of accounts. Listen students, capital expenditures are shown in the balance sheet. these form the part of financial statements, financial position of the business, whereas the revenue expenditures are the form the part of profit and loss account and trading account, because on the basis of revenue expenditures we calculated net profit earned or net losses incurred by the business for that accounting period. And one more thing, the part of capital expenditure which is exhausted, expired in the current year, that is also transferred to the profit and loss account, considering it as revenue expenditure, like depreciation, like expenses incurred on repair and maintenance. So I think students, the distinction between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure is clear to you. Here amount is spent on long term and fixed assets. Here amount is spent on those things, those items which are helpful in running day to day operations of the business, like repair, maintenance, salary, wages, internet charges, these sort of. So these are short term in nature and these are long term in nature. These explain the financial position of the business. These form the part of profitability position of the business. And if the current year's position, financial position is strong, that provide a sound base for capital expenditures also. So I hope the difference is clear to you. Press the like button, subscribe the channel if not yet subscribed. And one more thing, if you want to understand the same videos in Hindi, visit my another channel, that is Commerce with Difference.